Hello friends, today we are going to talk about vaccination and immunization. Remember falling down from a bicycle and bruising your knees? And then running home to mom, crying and saying, "Look mama, my knees are bleeding." And what is that mama did next? She wiped your tears, told you to be a brave boy, cleansed your wound with an antiseptic, wrapped your knees in a cotton gauze, and took you to the local pharmacy, where an uncle pacified you while pushing a needle into your upper arm. But have you ever wondered, what exactly did this needle contain? It contained a magic formula that has been a savior from innumerable life-threatening diseases for generations now. Yes, it's none other than the protagonist of today's tale, the vaccine, which perhaps is also the only answer to the SARS-CoV-2, the mutating monster that has been claiming lives all across the globe. Now, before we dive into your muscles, alongside our protagonist friend, let's understand what exactly a vaccine is. Imagine training hard under your school basketball coach, 2 hours every day, 7 days a week, for an inter-school basketball competition that is to be held next week, only to ensure that your home team brags the first prize. And that's exactly how a vaccine works. Like your school basketball coach, it trains the little soldiers of your body, the B cells, to fight against the deadly microscopic opponents, bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Now that we got to know our protagonist friend, let's hold hands and delve into the muscles to have a quick look at how our vaccine friend works to save us from the microscopic enemies. Just like all nations, the human body too has its own defense system, commonly referred to as the immune system, to protect itself from the invaders. The human immune system confers two types of immunity, innate and adaptive. The innate immune response can be understood as the body's first line of defense that identifies the invading pathogens and makes an attempt to kill them. And when they can't, despite the relentless efforts, the adaptive immune system comes to the rescue. And our vaccine friend, the dearest training coach of the adaptive immune system, trains it to fight all battles and emerge victorious despite all odds. The soldiers of the adaptive immune system belong to two groups, T cells and B cells. While T cells manufacture and release poisons called cytokines to kill the microscopic invaders, the B cells function to shoot enemies with its very own highly specialized weapons known as antibodies. What we must understand is that just like only a single key fits a particular lock, these weapons named antibodies are highly specific towards a particular microscopic enemy or pathogen known as antigen, and hence is unable to fight and win against other antigens. Our body, however, has a very intelligent defense system. Its army of B cells not only has the capability to produce wide range of antibodies, but the antibody producing B cells are also saved like files in your laptop memory to be put to use as and when required, and are hence referred to as the memory B cells. So what do our vaccine friends exactly do? Vaccines can be thought of as inactivated enemies or antigens that mimic the real ones, that is the microscopic pathogens, in their appearance, and hence triggers the army of B cells in the body to shoot weapons, that is antibodies, against them. These brave soldiers of the adaptive immune system that respond to the vaccine fearlessly then form the repertoire of memory B cells. Later, when attacked by a real enemy, be it a notorious bacterium or a deceitful virus, the entire army of memory B cells attack them with heightened immune response, which is also referred to as the secondary immune response, which can be thought of as the final basketball match, the one for which the B cells are trained so hard under the mentorship of our vaccine friend. You must be wondering now whether a single training session by our beloved buddy is enough to generate an army of B cells that will protect our body lifelong against invaders. The answer is a big no. Imagine learning all formulas for solving vector problems and practicing a few of them for a week. Do you think you will be able to remember the formulas and apply them to problems for the rest of your life? No, right? Similarly, it is important that our vaccine buddy trains the army of memory B cells every once in a while, just to ensure that they don't forget how to fight back the enemies with their specialized weapons. And the second time our buddy delves into our muscles, it is known as the booster dose. Getting back to a time an uncle at the pharmacy pushed a needle into your arms. It was a tetanus toxoid that needs to be taken every 10 years after your first shot, considering you don't get wounded, to protect yourself from the paralyzing condition of tetanus. So the moral of the story is, vaccines are your best friends. Don't fear them, don't neglect them, love them and embrace them. And I promise you, they'll love you a million times harder.